Okay, I guess I'll... In that body, I'm still missing 2 manuscript pages. Don't know where they could be. I'm gonna have a billboard that falls on me every time I go under it. Didn't fall this time. Maybe in the... Okay, tunnel seems collapsed. Alright. Guess I'll come back and get the other manuscript pages when I'm not recording. Too bad for viewers who don't get to hear what's on them. Which is the one I opened again?
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this. Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning photographer Alice Wake. Now, Alice, we were talking about your husband, Alan Wake. Is that a sore subject for you?
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. The way I see it, we had our good times and our bad times, and on the whole, we had a lot of good times. He really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of him.
So you're over him?
I don't know if I'll ever be that, entirely. I still think about him every day, literally. I still find myself hoping for... Well, sometimes I think I see him just standing somewhere, watching me. I think most people who lose someone they love experience things like that. But on the whole, I'm doing all right. 2 years is a long time to adjust, and I'm not really the type to wallow in the negative.
Well, I know there are a lot of stories about Alan. He seemed to have something of a wild streak.
That's not really what our show is about, though. Look, all that stuff really gets blown out of proportion. He had his problems, but it's really frustrating for me because people like to talk. They love to tell these crazy stories, and they never really knew him at all.
Well, the character he created, Alex Casey, is a household name. The books still continue to sell. There's been talk of a TV series, a movie, a video game. Must be nice to know that his work is still being appreciated by so many readers.
Yes, of course, but I don't really deal with the business side. and leave that to Alan's agent.
That would be Barry Wheeler. Actually, I just interviewed him. He's currently in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also Alan's best friend. Do you two keep in touch? Or?
We talk regularly. Like I said, he handles the business side.
I think we should talk about her film.
Yes, of course, you're right. I'm Eddie Rodman, talking to Alice Wake and Serena Valdivia, and we'll be right back.
I was kind of half listening to all that because I'm just watching Alan's shirt go crazy at the bottom there. Apparently very windy inside that booth. Ooh, okay. That's the one that opens.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Be right there, Doctor.
More flying crap to fight. Whoa, okay. You know what? That worked. Didn't even come anywhere near me, like, still dodge it.
This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
Yeah, first Alan Wake definitely had that kind of stuff with Alan finding a light switch that his mother told him about, but it was written in a manuscript page by Tom the poet, planning ahead of time, but written by Alan, who wrote that Tom wrote. It was confusing. Maybe I just got it wrong, but it was confusing as hell for me. Oh, I can use this now. Hell yes. I'll pull it up for the next King of the Hillbillies, I say. Can't make you guys any smaller. Okay, this is gonna end pretty badly in a second. Come on. It didn't even do a proper reload. Didn't even take the drum barrel off. Oh well, got an achievement for killing multiple splitters with one shot. That's what I was aiming for. Oh yeah, this. Manuscript page.
The man before Dr. Meadows was handsome and slick. He moved with lazy confidence and didn't bother to pretend that he wasn't staring at her. She didn't mind, at first. Then the man flicked open the knife and shoved her out of the control room so she wouldn't hear the signal, whatever it was. Outside, she pulled her lab coat closed and thought about running. She didn't. She didn't think she'd get very far. Not from him. She never was entirely sure why he spared her.
Last page is the last fragment. She's very chipper.
Come on in.
Find out what's on the last fragment and what's on that TV in the distance over there in the next video.